Hello and welcome to another episode of Dissertation Diaries. It's been a couple weeks since we talked. My bad. I was in Atlanta last week, kind of threw my whole schedule off. And I've really struggled, as many of you might know, in trying to get the right materials for the literature review. And I finally, just recently, have been able to operationalize that. I'm still drawing out the pieces, but I intend to get all the artifacts necessary to make that available to you by the time you see this. None of these have actually hit YouTube yet, but I'm going to make those available. You see, an article goes through several states. And when I first started in my doctoral program, this is the advice they gave me. And it's probably the advice they're giving you. Just read. Just read. I did. I read a lot of things. I read Facebook. I read things for work. I read reference manuals for projects I was working on. I read all sorts of stuff. They said, no. Read empirical articles related to your topic. Oh, okay. Where should I find these exactly? See, just read is not very good advice because there's so much more around it. And I'll tell you what I did. I started finding empirical articles related to my topic and I read them. And then they started asking questions like, well, what ratio of those are recent? I was thinking, wait a sec, that's not just read. They ask questions like, which of those apply to your topic? In what way? What are the common themes? And that's more than just read. You see, an article goes through several states. And I'm learning this now. I don't have them all here written down. I will soon. I've already made a few diagrams of migrating them from one state to another. But off the top of my head, I'm going to share with you a couple of the states they go through. First of all, it's identified, either through a search engine, or you found it in another article, or it was referenced in a book, but you identified the article. I'll go through a whole thing on that later. Then once it's identified, you have to download it and catalog it somehow. You got to have it in your system, whether your system is RefWorks, Evernote, whatever. You got to have it in your system in this state of it's here, it's readable, and now I have to read it and mark it up. The next thing you do is you transform it from that to marked up. That is, you've gone through, you've read it, you've highlighted passages that are relevant to your document or your dissertation and your literature review. Then it's in a different state. So it started as identified, then it was downloaded, now it's marked up. After that, now you can take those passages that you've highlighted and put them into your literature matrix. I don't know if I've talked about the literature matrix yet. I think I did earlier. That's another thing that a guy talked about. And he skipped the whole steps of finding everything. He just said, get your articles and put them in your literature matrix. Where do I get them? How do I get them to a point where they're ready for the literature matrix? Now I know. I'm going to save you a lot of time. So you get them all there, then you put them and you transcribe the passages into your literature matrix. Once you do that, now you've got your literature matrix. The next step is to take those passages that you highlighted, form a narrative and a theme around them, and put them into your dissertation. I had 29 articles a few weeks ago in my dissertation. I submitted my literature review because I found this book with all these great articles and references. I read it, 200-page book, spent my time reading it, identifying articles, highlighting them, and I didn't have much for my deliverable when I turned in my dissertation again. Not much had changed because so much was going on the back end to find new material. And my instructor tanked me, my dissertation chair, gave me terrible grades. Said, nothing's changed. What have you been doing? I said, I told you what I've been doing. Trying to find articles. He says, yeah, well, you need to make your literature review longer. Yeah, I agree. I got to do that through finding articles. So that's what I've been doing. Finding articles, trying to make my literature review longer. But I'll give you some stats. I got a bad grade. I got a terrible review. And I knew that was coming, because I didn't have much more content to the dissertation because there's so much upstream of that needs to happen. And he said, give me 2 articles that you found. I said, dude, I'll give you more than 2. I found a bunch. So now I'm starting to operationalize this and I'm able to make it happen. But let me give you some statistics. As of right now, I have 15 articles that I've identified. 14 of them have been cataloged. 14 more have been cataloged, downloaded, and put into my system, ready to do the next step. 9 more have been read and marked up, and all of those can now go in the literature matrix. Well, after they're done, they can go in the literature matrix. Unfortunately, I only have 1, 2, 9 days left until my next dissertation deliverables due, and I have to make some serious headway. Here's what I'm thinking. Today's Monday. I never said the date. Today is Monday, what? April 1st. Here's my plan. Next Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be a writing fiend, writing out of the literature matrix, which means I have to have as much in the literature matrix as possible. And I have 23 articles that I've already downloaded, cataloged, and marked up. 14 have been downloaded, cataloged, 9 have been marked up. Here's my plan. Ignore the 15 additional articles in the book that I haven't gotten to yet. I'll make that next month, next term, next whatever. I'm going to take the 14 that I have and scramble to mark them up this week. And today's Monday, nearly done. It's late. I'm going to be in bed in an hour and a half, and I haven't eaten or done anything else. So Monday, that's today, I'm going to grind through 2 of those. Tuesday, I'm tied up. I can't do a thing. Wednesday, my plan is Wednesday night to go through 4 of them. Thursday, go through 4. Read them, mark them up. Friday, go through 4. That way, by the end of the week, by the end of Friday, I'll have 14 of them marked up. Then I'll have 23 total marked up articles. My plan then is Saturday morning, hopefully quickly, I can transcribe those in the literature review, and then take the rest of Saturday and all of Sunday and write like a madman and get those into the dissertation. I'm sorry, I said put them in the literature review, I mean put them in the literature matrix. Then I can take those and write like a madman to get everything done so that by Wednesday, which is in 9 days, I have a dissertation with a lot more content and a lot more references. That's my plan. That was all off the cuff. Let's see if I missed anything from my notes. Yep. Putting together a flowchart on how to stage this, keep it, mark it, put it in the literature matrix, use the literature matrix to write the literature review. I'm going to write all of this out. There'll be artifacts. I'm going to save the next person so much aggravation and time. This is how it works. It's intuitive and it's obvious to anybody who's done enough of these. But your first time through, it is not intuitive. And the people for whom it is intuitive don't seem to be telling the rest of us how to get from here to there. But I'm going to do that for you. This week, I already told you what I'm going to do. I'll talk next week. Have a good one. Oh, yeah, like I said, none of this is wound up on YouTube yet. But be sure to like and subscribe when it's on YouTube. Put any comments in there so we can help out the next person. Hope you have a great day. Take care.